Alright lads, so here we are in Silverstone for an F1 2014 game comparison between the wheel and the controller. So I thought this track was probably the best track to compare the two pieces of equipment. The person who will be driving as the controller user today will be Matty, and I'll leave a link to his channel in the description. He's also got F1 2014 early, so you can go check him out. But on the left hand side of the screen we can see my driver on the wheel, and on the right we have Matty on the pad. So coming up to turn 1 in Silverstone, we can see that we're running some differences in some of the gears that we're using, and that's a nice comparison as we come now into the first proper corner. Second gear, take the apex fairly nicely. Now watch some of the steering wheel movements of the two drivers. You'll just see some slight differences at some stages. Matt tells me that the pad has a fairly decent disadvantage in changing direction, so you'll see that as we go through Maggots, Beckett and Chapel now. But coming through the first sector, we're only just purple on our previous personal best. Matt, I believe, is actually in front of us just on the track so far. The pad seems to be very strong in long flowing corners. That's where the wheel sort of has its disadvantage, because there's this wheel lock that you really can't go past, and that gives you some slight understeer if you steer too much. But going through Cops, the old turn 1, fairly clean corner for both guys. But now watch this. This is where the wheel now comes into its own here. The change of direction is very nice for the wheel, whereas the pad, there's a little bit more of a delay, and I've made up just a little bit more time on Matt now as he come on the Hanger Straight, or is it the Kemmel Straight? I'm not too sure. I'm pretty terrible with the corner names, but we've only got a couple more corners to go. This is also a very nice corner for the controller as well, especially in the race, as the front left tyre seems to overheat on the wheel if you turn too much. But now coming through the club section, and it's fairly close so far. I believe there was only a few hundredths in it in the end. We set a 132.7 and Matt set a 132.8, but he has gone faster on his very fastest lap. So very close comparison between the wheel and the controller at the moment. It's too close to call to say which is better than the other, but there is a clear advantage that the wheel has in certain areas, and there's advantages that the pad has in certain areas. So overall, I think it's fairly balanced as it was on F1 2013. But that's been this video for today. If you liked it, then make sure you leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel as well, if you haven't seen me before. But also check out Matt's channel. He does F1 2014 videos as well. In terms of my other videos though, if you have any suggestions as to what I should do in the future, then let me know. But until then, I'll see you in my next video.